It's a bowling alley, a restaurant, and a concert venue. And one Sunday afternoon each summer, it's the site of the Split'N Lanes Dodgin Gutters motorcycle show. The location is the Brooklyn Bowl in the Williamsburg neighborhood of Brooklyn. The idea originated with vintage collector GIRARD Fox.
Well, I'm the chef here at Brooklyn Bowl, and originally the owner came up to me one day in the kitchen and said, "What kind of show would you like to see?" You know, it's a music venue. I said, "Well, to be honest, I miss every weekend swap meets because I'm here in the kitchen. I'd love to bring some old bikes to the bowl." And he goes, "You know what, just do it. Do it. Just pick a date, tell me what date you want, and I'll give you a Sunday. I'll staff the place, I'll give you the venue. Just give me a date." And I kind of thought he was teasing me. He had a cocktail in his hand. Came back a week later and said, "So do you have a date yet?" And I was like, wow, he's serious. So I was like, let's do it. So we picked a date, and it started that way. It was just really kind of a joke, an offhand joke, and it turned into realities.
Sunday's show marked the 5th year of Split'N Lanes Dodgin Gutters. The theme was choppers.
So we started out as just a stock bike show, and eventually this year we thought, let's bring some fresh blood into the show and get some choppers in here. So it's kind of great. It just includes a whole new set of people, and most of the old bike guys appreciate the old school choppers. It all works out really well.
While many of the exhibitors and spectators come from New York, the show also draws from outside the city. Dennis BRILLA of Plantsville, Connecticut, brought his 1933 Indian Chief to show off.
The attraction is all the bikes here, and being in the city, you'd never know these kind of bikes were around here. And in the city, a lot of them come from within the city, but a lot of us come from the perimeter outside the city. But it's a great show. A lot of great people here. I've met a lot of friends here.
A stunning orange 1940 Harley-Davidson UA belonged to Tom PAYNE of Dayville, Connecticut.
Both of my folks were born in Brooklyn, and my dad is still alive at 97, lives in Florida, and it's, you know, I got two older brothers usually meet me here, and it's, you know, I was born and raised on Long Island, so Williamsburg here ain't far.
PAYNE does ride the Harley-Davidson.
I bought it in '84. $2,600. Hadn't run for 25 years.
Complementing the bikes inside were those lined up outside, including a two-stroke Yamaha that you could hear from a distance. It belonged to Ed ALSBERG of Point Pleasant Beach, New Jersey.
I bought this motorcycle in 2007, so 12 years ago. It had been in a basement since 1979. That was the last license plate on it. It was in horrible shape, and basically over the next 8-10 years I acquired all the vintage parts to make it original to its time. This is far from what it looked like coming from the factory, obviously. But the most interesting part about this bike story is in Superstorm Sandy, it was 100% underwater. It was in salt water 100%. So after all the work I had done, I had to redo it. Riding a two-stroke on the street is really a labor of love. I mean, it gets horrible gas mileage. It needs race fuel. It sucks oil like you can't believe. And it just pisses people off wherever you go.
Also parked at the curb was Fox's vintage model.
I got here at 6 a.m. I parked on the street. I have a 1922 Henderson Deluxe, first year of the Deluxe model. And it's my best running bike. It's my most reliable. My two bikes from the 40s are currently not running. So I thought, you know what a luxury problem. I have to use my 20s bike. So it's old, reliable, 1922 Henderson.
Over its 5 years, Split'N Lanes Dodgin Gutters has grown.
We always invite our city friends, and they come annually, but each year we cast a net a little wider, and it's been fun.
And yes,
people do bowl. We do bowl. It's a day that includes families. Saturday and Sunday are popular for families, so we do get a lot of families in here today. And they get to see some stuff they don't normally see.
And riders from outside the city get to see how others ride.
I'm very impressed with the people that do live and ride in the inner city like this. I'm sure it's not easy surviving here, especially on a motorcycle.
In Brooklyn, for Ride Connecticut and Ride New England, I'm Bud Wilkinson.